Hello, everybody! So, Kamen Rider Geats not happened this week. We don't have a Gateway to Geats to talk about this week, but we do have a lot of information and a lot of stuff coming out about the next season of Kamen Rider Gotchard. I will be doing a weekly look at, review, thematic analysis, thingamajig, whatever you want to call these series. That's what I'm doing. I'll be doing it for Gotchard. So let's look at some of this information while we have this break week for Yeats. So first things first. What am I gonna call this series? Gather up, Gotchard. Because hey, what do you do with cards? You gather them. Whoa! Especially because the trailer makes this title all the more relevant and valid. But we'll get to that in a moment. First things first, we've gotten some looks of Gotchard himself. Here's the poster. It's looking like a fun time, like less like deep serious kind of thing, more fun. But you know how fun series can be misleading. Xaid is an example, because boy howdy did some wacky shit happen, but a little deep sometimes. Looks bright, it looks colorful, I like that. We've had some more confirmation on various things, we'll talk about that later, but it is card themed, it's going to be fusion-y, alchemy, dudes in high school, a lot of interesting things happening, so on and so forth. Suit looks good. Suit looks interesting. It has interesting elements to it. It looks aviator-ish. It looks neat. Here's just a full thing of it. It's solid. It's really cool looking. I like it. It's also like detailed enough that you're not like over inundated with it. I think it's going to be a good, solid base suit for the series, you know. And plus, we're gonna get other forms with the cards and everything. So this isn't the only one we're stuck with. I hope they keep some of that, like, old-timey, adventure-y flavor in later forms. But who knows? What we do know is we did get some trailer action recently, and it showed us a variety of stuff. I haven't seen it subtitled or translated at all, so I'm just going off with just base imagery and what has been translated. But it definitely feels like alchemy is going to be a big thing they're trying to get across, and it's going to be like, the cards are of course components of everything, so I'm definitely leaning towards it's going to be a collecty thing. He doesn't have all the cards at once. He doesn't have like a stack of cards, especially because of the way that they're packaging them. You have to buy boosters and everything. And there is the added bit later on when he deals with the monster in the trailer. But it definitely feels like it is collecting, all that kind of stuff. And tying into alchemy, maybe that's tying into the idea that alchemy was more about like discovering things and trying to figure out how things works, all that kind of stuff. He is in high school. It seems from this that he is like a transfer student or a new kid, maybe somewhat of a loser. Considering how he acted in some later scenes, it may be he may be just like a very excitable guy, and he got very excited here, and that's why they're all laughing. We got a cute little puppet. Got a cute puppet. Always good to have cute puppets. But yeah, so Alchemy Lab. We're dealing with all that kind of stuff. He ran through this whole thing excited, so I think he's just like, whoa, look at all this cool stuff. Who knows? Maybe he's already familiar with alchemy and all that kind of jazz. But considering just all the things I'm picking up on, considering what alchemy is, I think it is going to be like how learning, like gathering things changes you as a person, you know, because we already have like these elements of alchemy and whatnot, and alchemy is always based about transmuting matter from one to another. I'd say, you know, that kind of stuff. But it's also about gathering, so like trying to interconnect those. I'm thinking that's kind of the vibe of the theme. Here's our villains of the season. They're a little Egyptian themed. I don't know, that like, is it just me? But those collars feel a little like Egyptian-y. Like, not directly of like, oh, we're directly lifting off Egyptian themes, but it definitely has that kind of like old, I wouldn't say Orientalist, but like that older like idea of like alchemy and mysticism and all that kind of stuff. It's interesting. It's an interesting look. They don't look bad as bad guys. However, we do have a child actor, and that may be a thing. Who knows? We'll see. We also get this guy in the trailer holding up some cards. I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know what was being said here. I'm just going to speculate this is the dude's dad. This is like his dad, and he's dead. Because because his mom shows up. And they talked about his mom a lot in the press conference. But I don't think there was anything said about his dad, so this may be his dad, and he's like, that's where he gets his Kamen Rider stuff from. It's like his dad left it to him. His dad, like, I took this alchemical stuff and turned it into trading cards, son. Use the trading cards, you know. And considering all this kind of stuff, because, hold on, we see on the door, we got these hands, and the way that he henshins, he does these specific hand movements. I'm thinking that all this alchemy stuff is based on like a branch of like alchemy thing. There was an alchemical cult organization thing, and there was a schism, and we have these good guy alchemies people, and then we have the bad guy alchemy people, and they're like, they were trying to like synthesize something, and that's what made the cards. And the bad guys want the cards because they have a lot of power, and the good guys want the cards to like stop the bad guys. That's my theory right now, because I always like it when the Kamen Rider powers are derived from the bad guys, not the bad guys and the good guys get their powers from the same thing. It's a slight difference, but ever so slight, that I think it's valuable. Also, Henshin looked pretty cool. Are we getting a Void Room Henshin like we do with Super Sentai sometimes? Maybe it's a way to like do the suits and make it like work better. Who knows? I do like the Henshin. It looked good. The suit looks great. Weapon looks neat. It looks a little bare bones, but you know what? Bare bones toy weapons are not a bad thing. It looks fine. It looks cool. You stick cards in it, and it makes noises. Kids will love it. The motorcycle looks awesome. Part of me is just really happy that I fucking called it being Africa Twin. Like a very blurry version of the poster came out, and I was like, I want to figure out what that fucking motorcycle is. And so I just looked on Honda's website, and it's like, oh, it's an Africa Twin. So yeah, a lot of interesting things for this series, a lot of interesting possibilities. Alchemy is a very loaded thematic element to use. I'm not saying like loaded as in like there's already a lot of meaning in it, but there's a lot of like things that you can take from. Oh, is it about like the gathering of knowledge? Is it about the taking matter from one to another? Is it about change in general? Is it about how we affect change on others? I definitely feel like alchemy is going to be an interesting part of the theme and how it plays out. But I don't know exactly how that will be. But that's kind of my guesses right now. Please, tell me in the comments, what are your thoughts so far on Kamen Rider Gotchard? anything you kind of want to point out of like, oh, I saw this and that looked neat and all that kind of stuff before the series really gets kickstarted and we really start diving headlong into Gotchard. And hey, I think that's about it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe to see this and future Gotchard videos, so on and so forth. Follow me on social media platforms at Boingo_Rider, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, and at Boingo_Rider at vt.social on Mastodon. I'm also on Tumblr. Link to that is in the description. I have an alarm going. Ah! Till next time, everybody.